Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. My name is Ohak Cade. I'm the composer for the symphonic metal project Valkada. Today we're checking out Fight Like a Girl by Evanescence, featuring K.Flay. I'm excited to check this out as I am a huge Evanescence fan. I just reacted to Amy Lee and Halsey's Hand That Feeds, so be sure to check that out. And do also check out my full Evanescence reaction playlist, which you can also find in the description. So we're going to do a musical analysis of Fight Like a Girl, and we're also going to check out the lyrics. I've never heard of K.Flay, but I just did some brief research on her there. She's an American singer and rapper. This will be my first introduction to her in this song, so I'm also curious about that. But I'm mainly excited about this because it is a new Evanescence song. It's the second new song we've gotten recently after Afterlife, except this one is for the soundtrack for the Ballerina movie, which I'm also excited to watch. Before we continue, please like and subscribe, and I'm also on Patreon if you fancy your own reaction requests and benefits. Let's see what we have here. Okay.
One step closer, and you're all mine. Leave me no choice. Burned into mind, I'm going in for the kill. There is no other way out.
Very industrial. Damn.
Take this world.
Okay. Cool sound so far, cool groove, cool energy from the song. That's quite a catchy chorus. The general sound and atmosphere is quite appropriate for the soundtrack of an action movie, and I said this also about Hand That Feeds. I would say this song isn't quite as dark as Hand That Feeds. This song has more of an empowering feel to it. Even though we do have the sort of dingy industrial instrumentation, you're still getting that power up feeling that like you want to hit something. So in that sense, the music totally embodies the theme of the song, the title of the song. However, honestly, as an Evanescence fan, I do gravitate more towards the darker vibes, okay? The sad vibes. That's just a personal taste. And this isn't the first Evanescence song ever to have a really empowering anthemic feeling. For example, I'm thinking of songs like What You Want from their third album, or Blind Belief, perhaps. These are soaring anthemic tracks, but I'm more of a, Origin to the Open Door kind of girly, you know what I mean? So I do prefer feeling a little depressed when I listen to Evanescence rather than like I want to go out and conquer the world necessarily. So that's just a personal taste thing with this song. Immediately, I don't think it's going to be one of my favorite Evanescence songs ever for that reason. But another criticism I have about this song is unfortunately the production. When the guitar chords came in the chorus, it was lacking a bit of punch for some reason. Like maybe the bass and the guitars could get turned up just a tad. I can't remember right now if I'm getting organic drums too. The drums might be entirely sampled in this song actually, but I'll have to listen more closely. If they are sampled, I would love to have had real drums plus louder bass and guitars to really fill out the sound. Even compared to a song like Afterlife, where the instrumentation really hits you full force, I didn't get that in this chorus. But let's see how the song develops, and then I'll have a better idea of how I really feel about it.
And take this world.
Actually, I do want to bring up a similarity to Rina Sawayama's song. What was it called? It was for the fourth John Wick movie. Rina Sawayama starred as Akira in that movie, and she also did a song for the soundtrack. What was it called? Eye for an Eye, okay? And I think this song sounds quite reminiscent of Eye for an Eye, with the steady groove like that, the forward-moving, empowering groove. Just as something that came to mind. If you like this song, you would definitely like Rina Sawayama's Eye for an Eye. Check it out.
drug. Break the cycle, I don't wanna. Break your spine, oh yeah, I'm gonna. My finger on the trigger, I've been feeding the pain. You'll never fight like a girl, so I keep winning the game.
Ooh, solo, okay. Let me just comment on what we heard there. I love Amy's vocals on this. She sounds amazing. K.Flay seems to be interjecting here and there with some clean vocals during the verses in the background, and then she had her little rap there, which was pretty fun. You know, the combination of the very reverby drums with the guitars and the rapping really does give me Linkin Park vibes. Sorry to be so obvious about it, but you know, I really was getting Linkin Park there. I don't know if you guys agree. And that's not a bad thing. It's just a really cool inspiration. I enjoyed her delivery, her flow. I'm still not loving the production, but I do kind of get the sense that this song is intentionally going for that instrumental, sorry, not instrumental, the industrial feeling rather than a metal feeling. Just the way that the drums are produced, they could be live, but there's so much like effects on them that it's creating a very digital, dingy, industrial feeling. Suitable for sure for the purpose of the song as a piece that ties into the Ballerina movie. As an Evanescence song, I guess, you know, it does work. Like, they do have some industrial flavor, especially in their earlier works. And I actually wouldn't hate this kind of production in a song that was a little darker. I don't find this sound to be dark. Personally, like I said, it's more like uplifting. Empowering. But I would definitely be curious if they're really planning on their new album sounding like this the entire way through. I actually am very intrigued by that, and I'm not hating on that at all. But what I'm assuming is that this is a once-off song, stylistically done this way intentionally because it is for the movie. I don't think this song is going to be on the album. That's my intuition. Whether it is going to be on their new album or not, I'm very intrigued either way. But I would say that like the production on this and the production on Afterlife is quite different. So if both those songs are on the album, that will be surprising. I feel like either one or the other is going to make it, or neither, which I think honestly is the most likely possibility, that neither song are going to be on this new record, but we'll see. Let's finish out this song and listen to this epic solo.
The pain, you'll never fight like a girl, so I keep winning the game. I wanna see you cry, cry about it. Sounds so painful what you started. Who's sorry now? Tell your lies. Yeah, you can run your mouth, but can you fight like a girl? Say nothing safer, I've been walking the line. Devil disguised, I see it when I look in your eyes. Yeah, you can run your mouth, but can you fight like a girl? Fight like a girl. Fight like a girl. Fight like a girl.
Cool. We got some shurikens there at the end. Nice little teaser for the type of action we're going to get. The saving grace of this song for me was Amy's voice, her vocal performance. We'll never get tired of her singing. These vocals, especially around this point.
I wanna see you cry, cry about it. Sounds so painful what you started. Who's sorry now? Tell your lies.
Just this powerful entity, you know, like it's so hard to describe the epicness of her voice because it's just limitless in its epicness. Yeah, so in summary, delighted to have a new Evanescence song as a teaser for whatever they're working on. I thought the production was a little lacking, to be honest, even if they were really focusing on this industrial sound. There's something about the balance of the instruments that I'm not loving. So I do hope that I feel differently about whatever new material they're working on in its final form. However, it's a really solid track overall, beautiful vocal performances from both singers. I also quite enjoyed the solo, the rap, really solid song structure, great atmosphere, suitable for the movie, but I think that I will probably have different favorites from their new material once it comes out. Actually, one last positive point I want to bring up is the harmonies at the end, the little hook there. I like a girl. You can hear there's sort of a weird harmonic choice there that doesn't quite resolve on the root chord, and that's a really sick idea. Makes it very catchy and memorable because it stands out. So I do really enjoy that part of the song too. So yeah, as suspected, these lyrics aren't particularly deep, but that's kind of what we want, isn't it, when it comes to a fun action movie? It's just about revenge of some sort. Time to pay for what you started. Who's sorry now? Tell your lies, you can run your mouth, but can you fight like a girl? So just from these lines, I'm kind of assuming that the storyline of Ballerina is about this girl who is getting revenge, which is the typical format of a plot for a John Wick movie, and I guess the villain is a male because fight like a girl, right? Would you really say that to another woman? Maybe, but I think most likely that the nemesis in this movie is going to be a guy. And there's a line in K.Flay's rap, "Vengeance. That's a hell of a drug. Break the cycle. I don't wanna." She's not breaking the cycle of vengeance. She's staying within the cycle. She's going to get her revenge, and we love it. Okay, that about concludes my analysis. Let me know what you guys thought of this track. And again, be sure to check out my other Evanescence reactions. The playlist is in the description. And I'm also on Patreon if you fancy your own reaction requests and benefits. Again, my name is Ohakade. I'm the composer for the symphonic metal project Valkada. You can check out our music down below too. And there's also a link to my full reaction database spreadsheet if you're curious about all of the other music I've covered on the channel. Otherwise, please like, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell, and I will talk to you guys again soon. Thanks so much and take care.